I almost killed you on our wedding night.
Must you start with the most inflammatory line possible? Context is key.
Context is boring. The context is stabby wife, weirdly chill husband. He actually says, As I told you, you underestimate how much I enjoyed that. Freaky. Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the only book show that knows literature is just gossip about people who don't exist.
Today we are dissecting Rebecca Robinson's debut, The Serpent and the Wolf, a book causing considerable online chatter.
Chatter. People are losing their minds. They can't decide if it's romantasy, which sounds like a disease, or just boring fantasy with extra kissing. It's basically Game of Thrones meets, I don't know, a really long staring contest. And the main chick, Vaasa, total psycho, tries to shiv her new hubby on night one goals, honestly.
She is a complex character, shaped by trauma and political machinations, not goals. Her brother, the actual villain, marries her off specifically hoping she'll be killed or start a war. Her actions are born of desperation and a lifetime of being treated as a pawn.
Blah blah, tragic backstory. She's got scary dark magic, everyone's scared of her. She walks into rooms like she owns the place and tells people, You are next. One reviewer called her a potential shadow mommy. I don't know what that means, but I'm into it. She's got issues, sure, but who doesn't? My neighbor Brenda has issues. Doesn't mean she's not fun at karaoke.
Comparing Princess Vaasa Kozár to your neighbor Brenda, who sings off key Bon Jovi, is reductive. Vaasa is presented as cold, calculating, a blade, sharpened by her upbringing. Some find her morally gray, others, according to the less charitable reviews, simply unlikable due to her bloodthirsty nature. One reader apparently stopped reading purely because they hated her behavior.
Their loss, more stabby fun for us, but let's talk about the husband, Reid the Wolf. Supposedly this ruthless foreign ruler, right? But the fans call him a cinnamon roll and a consent king. Gag. He falls for Vaasa instantly, even after she tries to turn him into a kabob.
It's an interesting subversion of the alpha male trope. Wouldn't you agree? He possesses political power, yet demonstrates respect for her autonomy. Even in extreme circumstances, he makes a deal with her, help him secure his rule, and he'll help her control her volatile magic. It's pragmatic.
Pragmatic? The woman just tried to murder him. He should be locking her in a tower, not asking, Is this okay? Before holding her hand. It's like dating a guy who asks permission to breathe near you. Where's the passion? Where's the danger? Remember when we argued about Twilight? You tried to defend Edward's creepy stalking as protective instinct. At least he had some edge. This Reid guy sounds like a sentient glass of milk.
We are not revisiting the Twilight debacle. My point was about narrative archetypes, not endorsement of questionable behavior. Reid's characterization, while perhaps overly accommodating to some tastes, creates a specific dynamic. It contrasts sharply with Vaasa's brother, a truly irredeemable figure.
Oh yeah, the brother. Total psycho. Wants Sis dead so he can grab power. Everyone hates him. If this book was high school, he'd be the kid eating paste in the corner while plotting world domination. Definitely gets canceled first.
Precisely. He serves as the primary antagonist, driving much of the political conflict. Which brings us to the question, is the serpent and the wolf actually any good? The politics, for instance. Some laud its complexity, comparing it favorably to Game of Thrones. Others found it tedious.
Tedious? Trachoma-inducing. Who wants to read about trade routes and elections in their fantasy book? I'm here for the death threats and the smoldering looks. Not a C-SPAN transcript with dragons. One reviewer literally said it was for people who love reading about politics, economics, and trade routes. Who are these people? Are they okay?
Well, intricate world building often involves political structures.
Structure my foot. Then there's the slow burn, months of heavy breathing and almost kisses. Just do it already, readers are screaming. One email, probably fake, let's be real, from Desperate Reader 69 asks, is the slow burn just lazy writing or actual tension? I vote lazy.
Or it's building anticipation, allowing character development alongside the romantic arc. Not every narrative requires immediate gratification. Some appreciate the simmer.
Simmer? People are online saying they are own well and screaming into the void because of the cliffhanger ending. That's not simmering, that's boiling rage. And what about the reviewer who quit because the enemies to lovers felt handheld? Or the one who hated Vaasa? Or the one who found Reid bland? See, milk.
Reader reception is subjective. For every detractor, there's a 5-star review calling it the best in years, or needing the sequel expeditiously. Though I concede, the level of emotional distress expressed over the ending seems disproportionate.
Okay, hypothetical time. If Vaasa were a sandwich, what kind would she be?
We are not doing the sandwich hypothetical again. It's absurd.
Fine. If Reid were a sandwich, he'd be a cucumber sandwich with the crusts cut off, served on a doily, because he's just so nice it's boring.
Moving to our final ratings, your undoubtedly sophisticated assessment.
This book had attempted murder on page, like 50, and an ending that made people want to throw their Kindles. Oh, I give The Serpent and the Wolf 6 out of 7 near-death experiences. Needs more follow-through on the stabbing, less talky-talky politics.
It's a promising debut with ambitious world building and a compelling, if polarizing, heroine. However, the pacing drags considerably in the middle. The political exposition can be dense, and the reliance on a brutal cliffhanger feels somewhat manipulative. I award it 2 out of 5 unnecessary committee meetings.
Wow, almost a consensus there. Shocking.
Hardly.
All right, listeners, that's all the damage we can do today. Next week, we're tackling a real mind-bender, Chronicles of the Sentient Dust Bunny, Lint and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Please tell me that's not real.
You wish. Until then, keep those pages turning and the complaints coming. This has been Heart Book Radio.